In the dark, cold silence of deep space, a small rescue ship floated near a broken cargo vessel. The rescue team moved carefully through the wreck. There were no signs of life. All systems were dead. But then, one of the officers saw a small glowing light inside a sealed pod. He called his captain. "Sir, I think it's another one." Inside the stasis pod was a young girl. Her skin had a soft blue shade. Her eyes were closed, and her body lay still, as if frozen in sleep. She looked alien, but also strangely human. The rescue team pulled her pod into their ship and began scanning her. She was alive. No wounds. No signs of sickness. Just silent. The pod record showed she had been in space for 4 days. This was not the first time they had found her. This was the 12th time. Her file was marked Subject 13 Zeta. Intergalactic Foster Transfer REJECTED 12T IMES. Every species who had adopted her had sent her back. The reasons were always different, but strange. She doesn't eat. She speaks in unknown words. She changes the air. She causes dreams. Some claimed she was cursed. Others said she was a weapon. One alien group even said she opened a door to another world just by staring at the wall. Still, the law said she must be placed in care. She was too young to be on her own. Too young to be dangerous. Or so they thought. The girl was sent to a holding station above Mars. Robots cared for her now. No one wanted to try again. Her pod was placed in a silent room with no windows. The girl opened her eyes. They glowed a soft white in the dark. She sat up slowly and looked around. She said nothing. She made no sound. From the hallway, 2 officers watched her through a glass screen. "Why do they keep trying?" one asked. "Protocol," the other replied. "We can't just leave her in space." "Why not?" the first one whispered. "Maybe space is where she belongs." Years ago, when she was first found, many species were interested in her. Her blood carried more than one DNA type. She could survive in 0 gravity, high radiation, and low oxygen. She could see in the dark. She never got sick. Every race hoped she was one of them. But she was not. Each time she was adopted, strange things began to happen. Computers stopped working. People had nightmares. Whole ships lost direction. One time, an entire space station vanished for 12 minutes. Still, when she was calm, she looked just like a normal girl. Small hands, long black hair, a soft voice when she spoke. But no one knew what she said. She used a language no one could understand. And every translator failed. The Mars station, the director, finally gave up. "We'll try Earth," he said. "Let the humans take a turn." A soldier on Earth named Commander Reeves received a message on his secure terminal. It was short, foster request approved. 1 subject. Temporary assignment. No contact with press. Reeves looked at the file. He raised an eyebrow. Returned 12 times. He whispered. He had seen many things in his life: wars, alien battles, strange tech. But this was different. Still, something in her eyes made him pause. He clicked accept. 2 days later, a ship landed near his home in a remote desert zone. The girl was inside, sitting quietly, staring out the window. She stepped out slowly, her bare feet touching the warm ground. She looked at Reeves. He expected fear or confusion, but she only nodded as if she knew him. He took her hand. Let's go home. The girl said nothing, but for the first time in days, she smiled. That night, Reeves watched her from the hallway. She sat near the window, looking up at the stars. She hadn't touched her food. She hadn't spoken a word.
He felt uneasy, but also calm.
There was something peaceful about her. He went to bed late, but he could not sleep. He dreamed of a door, a black door, floating in space. And behind it, voices. Hundreds of voices, whispering his name. He woke up sweating. He walked into the hallway. The girl was still at the window. She turned to him. Her eyes glowed brighter now. She opened her mouth and spoke one word. A word that made no sense to him, but it felt familiar. Like a name he once knew, but forgot. Reeves stood frozen. The girl looked back at the stars, and far above Earth something in the darkness stirred. Commander Reeves woke up early, still thinking about the dream. The black door, the whispers, the glowing eyes of the girl. He rubbed his face and walked into the living room. The girl was already awake. She sat cross-legged on the floor, holding a small wooden bird from his shelf. She looked at it with deep focus, as if the bird was speaking to her. Reeves stepped closer. "Do you like that?" The girl looked up. She gave a small nod. Still no words. Still no smile. Reeves sighed. "All right. Let's try breakfast." He cooked simple eggs and toast, placed a plate in front of her. He waited. She stared at the food, then picked up a fork slowly. She didn't eat. She just held it. Reeves tried to keep things normal. "So, do you have a name?" he asked. She looked at him for a moment, then touched her chest. "Zara," she whispered. Reeves blinked. That was the first real word he had heard from her. A name Zara.it was soft, but it stayed in his mind like a song. He smiled. "Okay, Zara. Let's go for a walk." They stepped outside into the dry desert air. The sun was rising, painting the sky with orange and pink dot. Zara looked around quietly. Her eyes studied every rock, every bush, every shadow. She walked like someone who had never seen Earth before, which in truth, she hadn't. Reeves watched her. She didn't act like a child. She moved like a soldier, quiet, careful, aware. They reached a small hill where Reeves usually sat to drink coffee and watch the sky. Zara suddenly stopped. She crouched down and placed her hand on the ground. Her fingers touched the dirt, then closed into a fist. She whispered something again, in a strange language. The wind changed direction. Reeves shivered. "Are you cold?" he asked. Zara shook her head. "He's watching," she said. Reeves frowned. "Who?" But Zara didn't answer. Later that day, Reeves tried to run tests. He had a small scanner, basic health check. He placed it near her arm. The screen flashed red. Unknown signal detected. He tried again. Same result. Then the scanner shut off completely. Reeves tapped it. "What the?" Zara tilted her head. "No machines," she said softly. Reeves stared. "Why not?" "They break around me," she replied. He remembered the files. 12 returns. All strange failures. Now, he was seeing it himself. Still, he didn't feel fear. He felt curiosity. And something else. Like this girl was meant to be here. As the sun set, Reeves lit a fire in the yard. He handed Zara a blanket. She sat beside the fire, eyes locked on the flames. "I'm not like them," she whispered. "Like who?" Reeves asked. The others. The ones who sent me back. You scared them. Zara nodded. But you're different. Why? You don't listen to fear. Reeves was quiet. She was right. He had seen war. He had seen monsters, and still he stayed calm. Maybe that's why they gave her to him. She looked up. Can I stay? He paused, then nodded. As long as you like. For the first time, she smiled a real smile. Small, but bright like a sunrise. That night, as Reeves slept, Zara walked to the window again. She looked at the stars. Far above, in the black space beyond Earth, something shimmered. A shape moved silent and large. Like a shadow made of metal and fire. IT watched her. Zara closed her eyes. She whispered in her secret language, then turned away. In the morning, Reeves found her drawing. On the wall, using chalk, she had made a picture. It showed 7 symbols, strange shapes like stars and circles. What is this? He asked. A map, she said. A map to what? She looked at him with serious eyes. To the place where I came from. To the door. Reeves felt cold again. The dream. The black door. He stepped closer. You mean the door from my dream? Zara nodded. You saw it? Yes. Then you were chosen too. Reeves looked at her. What do you mean, chosen? Zara stood up. Earth is not just trying to keep me. It's being tested. Reeves froze. What kind of test? She looked up at the sky. A test to see if humans are ready. Ready for the truth. Ready to protect something older than time. What truth? Zara stepped outside, looking at the sky. The door is opening. Zara sat by the old radio in the corner of the room. It wasn't working, just making soft crackling noises. But she kept touching its wires, as if listening to something only she could hear. Commander Reeves stood near the door, arms crossed, watching her. She hasn't touched food today, he said into his recorder. She barely sleeps. But she draws more of those symbols. Circles, stars, a triangle with a line through it. He looked at the chalk drawings on the wall. Some of them glowed faintly at night. That wasn't normal chalk, but nothing about Zara was normal. He decided to take a sample, just a tiny drop of blood. Zara, he said gently, can I do a test? It won't hurt. She didn't move. It's just a little drop, he added. Zara finally nodded. He cleaned her arm and pricked her skin with a sterilized needle. The drop of blood landed on a slide. Reeves froze. The blood wasn't red. It was glowing silver. He quickly placed the slide under his microscope. The screen flickered and glitched. Then it shut off, completely fried. Damn, he muttered. What are you? Zara looked up from the radio. Her eyes were distant, like she wasn't fully here. My blood remembers, she said. Remembers what? Everything. Reeves sat beside her. Zara, who were your real parents? She shook her head. I don't know them. Do you remember being born? No. I remember stars, cold air, machines, voices, but not love. Reeves frowned. Did the aliens create you? She nodded slowly. I was made, not born. My body is human, but my blood is not. Reeves stared at her. Why would they do that? Zara turned to him, her voice calm but serious. He asked. She looked at him for a moment, then touched her chest. Zara, she whispered. Reeves blinked. That was the first real word he had heard from her. A name Zara.it was soft, but it stayed in his mind like a song. He smiled. Okay, Zara. Let's go for a walk. They stepped outside into the dry desert air. The sun was rising, painting the sky with orange and pink dot. Zara looked around quietly. Her eyes studied every rock, every bush, every shadow. She walked like someone who had never seen Earth before, which in truth, she hadn't. Reeves watched her. She didn't act like a child. She moved like a soldier, quiet, careful, aware. They reached a small hill where Reeves usually sat to drink coffee and watch the sky. Zara suddenly stopped. She crouched down and placed her hand on the ground. Her fingers touched the dirt, then closed into a fist. She whispered something again, in a strange language. The wind changed direction. Reeves shivered. Are you cold? He asked. Zara shook her head. He's watching, she said. Reeves frowned. Who? But Zara didn't answer. Later that day, Reeves tried to run tests. He had a small scanner, basic health check. He placed it near her arm. The screen flashed red. Unknown signal detected. He tried again. Same result. Then the scanner shut off completely. Reeves tapped it. What the? Zara tilted her head. No machines, she said softly. Reeves stared. Why not? They break around me, she replied. He remembered the files. 12 returns. All strange failures. Now, he was seeing it himself. Still, he didn't feel fear. He felt curiosity. And something else. Like this girl was meant to be here. As the sun set, Reeves lit a fire in the yard. He handed Zara a blanket. She sat beside the fire, eyes locked on the flames. I'm not like them, she whispered. Like who? Reeves asked. The others. The ones who sent me back. You scared them. Zara nodded. But you're different. Why? You don't listen to fear. Reeves was quiet. She was right. He had seen war. He had seen monsters, and still he stayed calm. Maybe that's why they gave her to him. She looked up. Can I stay? He paused, then nodded. As long as you like. For the first time, she smiled a real smile. Small, but bright like a sunrise. That night, as Reeves slept, Zara walked to the window again. She looked at the stars. Far above, in the black space beyond Earth, something shimmered. A shape moved silent and large. Like a shadow made of metal and fire. It watched her. Zara closed her eyes. She whispered in her secret language, then turned away. In the morning, Reeves found her drawing. On the WL, using chalk, she had made a picture. It showed 7 symbols, strange shapes like stars and circles. What is this? He asked. A map, she said. A map to what? She looked at him with serious eyes. To the place where I came from, to the door. Reeves felt cold again. The dream, the black door. He stepped closer. You mean the door from my dream? Zara nodded. You saw it? Yes, then you were chosen too. Reeves looked at her. What do you mean, chosen? Zara stood up. Earth is not just trying to keep me. It's being tested. Reeves froze. What kind of test? She looked up at the sky. A test to see if humans are ready. Ready for the truth. Ready to protect something older than time. What truth? Zara stepped outside, looking at the sky. The door is opening. Zara sat by the old radio in the corner of the room. It wasn't working. just making soft crackling noises. But she kept touching its wires, as if listening to something only she could hear. Commander Reeves stood near the door, arms crossed, watching her. "She hasn't touched food today," he said into his recorder. "She barely sleeps. But she draws more of those symbols. Circles, stars, a triangle with a line through it." He looked at the chalk drawings on the wall. Some of them glowed faintly at night. That wasn't normal chalk, but nothing about Zara was normal. He decided to take a sample, just a tiny drop of blood. "Zara," he said gently, "can I do a test? It won't hurt." She didn't move. "It's just a little drop," he added. Zara finally nodded. He cleaned her arm and pricked her skin with a sterilized needle. The drop of blood landed on a slide. Reeves froze. The blood wasn't red dot. IT was glowing silver. He quickly placed the slide under his microscope. The screen flickered and glitched. Then it shut off, completely fried. "Damn," he muttered. "What are you?" Zara looked up from the radio. Her eyes were distant, like she wasn't fully here. "My blood remembers," she said. "Remembers what?" "Everything." Reeves sat beside her. "Zara, who were your real parents?" She shook her head. "I don't know them." "Do you remember being born?" "No. I remember stars, cold air, machines, voices, but not love. To hold a secret no one else could. One they were afraid to keep." That night, Zara had a nightmare. She screamed in a language Reeves couldn't understand. The lights flickered. The ground trembled. Every screen in the house glitched. Reeves ran to her room. She sat up, shaking, breathing fast. Her eyes were glowing faintly blue. "I saw the black door again," she whispered. "And it's closer. It's calling me." Reeves felt a deep chill run down his spine. "Zara, what's behind the door?" She held her arms tight. "A truth too heavy for stars. A truth that breaks minds." "Then why was it put in you?" "Because I was made to survive it." The next morning, Reeves called Dr. Amira, an old scientist friend from his space program days. "She's not just different," Reeves told her. "She's a living key." He didn't mention the glowing blood over the phone. He knew someone might be listening. Amira agreed to visit. She arrived 2 hours later, wearing sunglasses and carrying a small black case dot. Zara didn't trust her. She hid behind Reeves, eyes watching every move Amira made. "I've seen children like her before, but none this advanced. Her blood," Reeves whispered, "is silver." Amira's eyes widened. "That's not blood. That's memory fluid." "What does that mean?" Reeves asked. Amira opened her case. Inside were old alien scan symbols and DNA charts. "The silver liquid is something we only saw once," she explained, "on a ship buried under ice in Antarctica. It holds not just data, but memory, consciousness, secrets." Reeves looked at Zara. "So she's what?" "A living memory bank." "Not just a bank," Amira said. "A bridge between species, between worlds, maybe even between time itself." Zara stepped forward. "You know what I am." Amira nodded slowly. "But I don't know what's inside me," Zara added. "And I'm afraid." That evening, Reeves walked outside to think. The stars above were unusually bright. He remembered something Zara had said. Earth is being tested. But tested for what? Suddenly, the radio inside crackled to life. He rushed back. Zara stood beside it, her hand over the speaker. Her eyes were closed. The radio spoke, not in English, but in a deep, echoing alien tongue. Zara opened her eyes. "They found me," she said softly. "Who?" "They want it back." Reeves stepped forward. "We're not giving you back." Zara looked at him, tears in her eyes. "They won't ask." She stepped outside and looked at the sky again. A silent light moved across the stars, smooth, fast, unnatural. A ship, not from Earth. Reeves stood beside her. "What happens now?" he asked. Zara whispered, "They will come for the truth. But they don't understand. Understand what? That Earth might fight to keep me." Reeves nodded. "We will." And behind them, the chalk symbols on the wall began to glow brighter, preparing for what was coming next. The ship in the sky was still silent. No lights flashed. No sound came. But Zara knew it was watching her. "They won't land yet," she whispered to Commander Reeves. "They are waiting for something." Reeves stood at the door of the safe house, his hand gripping a rifle. He didn't trust weapons to stop aliens, but it made him feel less useless. "What are they waiting for?" he asked. Zara looked down. "For me to run." That night, Reeves packed supplies, food, water, maps. They couldn't stay here anymore. The sky was no longer safe. "We need to leave now," he said. "If they want you, they won't stop." Zara nodded. She didn't argue. She didn't cry, but she was afraid. They took the old truck and drove deep into the woods. No roads, just dirt and silence. The stars above followed like watchers. "They'll chase us?" Reeves asked as he drove. "They always do," Zara replied, "but not like before. This time, I carry more than memory." They reached an abandoned bunker. It was cold, rusty, but hidden. Reeves made a small fire. Zara sat beside it, quiet. She took out a small notebook. Inside were pages filled with alien symbols. She had drawn them in her dreams. "What do they mean?" Reeves asked. "Warnings," she said softly. "Codes. Paths. Secrets from other lives I lived." Reeves blinked. "Other lives?" Zara turned the page. "Every time I was taken by a different species, they gave me something. Knowledge, pain, codes, and erased the rest. But not all was erased," she added. "Some things stayed inside." Suddenly, the radio in Reeves's backpack turned on. It wasn't connected to anything, yet it spoke. "Zara, return the memory, or we will take it by force." Reeves stood up. "How do they control this?" Zara looked at the flames. "They never needed permission. Not from humans. Not from me." Reeves grabbed his rifle. "Let them come. I'll protect you." Zara looked up at him, her voice almost a whisper. "It's not just them I fear." That night, Zara had another dream. But this time, she wasn't alone. She saw a man with glowing eyes, standing in a lab. He looked human, but his voice echoed like a machine. "You were made to remember. But memory is dangerous. It makes you question. And questions lead to war." Zara screamed in the dream. She woke up, covered in sweat. Her skin was cold. Her veins glowed faintly blue. Reeves rushed to her. "What did you see?" "I saw the one who created me," she said. "And he's not dead. He's coming too." The past wasn't just memories. It was alive. Reeves listened carefully as Zara spoke of her dream. This man, this glowing figure, was the head of an ancient alien experiment, one that involved dozens of species. They had worked together long ago to create Zara, not to love, not to care, but to store knowledge that no one species wanted to keep alone. I was their secret vault, she said. But when I grew, I became more. Reeves asked, "What do you mean?" Zara stood slowly. I began to dream, to think, to feel. That scared them. Suddenly, a sound echoed outside. Not a ship, not a voice, but footsteps. Reeves turned off the fire, grabbed a rifle, pulled Zara close. They waited. Then a voice. Human, Zara? It was a young woman. Zara froze. No, no, it can't be. The voice came again. It's me. Don't you remember? Zara stepped outside slowly. In the shadows stood a girl about the same age. Same eyes. Same voice. Who are you? Reeves asked. She smiled. I'm the other version, the one they kept when they lost her. Zara felt the air grow cold. You're from one of the timelines, she whispered. Yes, Isla nodded. We were split. Copied. I was the version that stayed behind. Reeves was confused. Copied? Like clones? Zara shook her head. No. Echoes. When the aliens tried to erase my memories, some parts broke off. Created different me's. Isla stepped forward. They sent me to bring you back. Not to hurt you, but to merge again. Reeves raised his rifle. She's not going anywhere. Isla looked at him. You can't stop what's already started. The past is chasing her, and it's almost here. Zara looked at Isla. Something inside her stirred familiar yet wrong. I don't want to go back, she said. Isla smiled sadly. You already are. Every memory you unlock brings them closer. Every secret you speak pulls the past into the now. Reeves grabbed Zara's hand. We keep moving. No more hiding. Zara looked at Isla once more. Tell them I'm not afraid anymore. Isla disappeared into the woods, like smoke fading in air. Reeves started the truck. They drove into the darkness, knowing the past would follow. But for the first time, Zara was ready to face it. The wind howled through the forest as the old truck bounced over rocks and broken paths. Reeves drove fast, eyes scanning the road. Beside him, Zara sat quiet, her hands clenched. What did Isla mean? Reeves asked. That you're pulling the past closer. Zara shook her head. Every time I remember something, it wakes something inside me, something they tried to hide. Reeves frowned. Like what? I don't know yet, she said softly. But I think I was more than just a vault. I was also a weapon. They reached an old military bunker, hidden deep underground. The place was abandoned, left behind after the last World War. Reeves knew of it from his army days. This place is shielded, he said. No signal goes in or out. We can rest here. Zara walked through the dusty halls. Her fingers brushed the metal walls. The place felt familiar. I've been here before, she whispered. Reeves looked at her. When? She stared at a symbol painted on the wall. It was faded, almost gone, but she recognized it. The same mark from her dreams. The same mark from the lab. This was one of the places I was tested, she said. They found an old power station and managed to bring some lights back. Reeves set up cameras. He didn't trust anything anymore, not after Isla showed you P. Zara found a locked door. Strange symbols were carved into it. Reeves grabbed a crowbar. "Let me force it open." But Zara stopped him. She touched the door gently. Her hand glowed faint blue. The symbols lit up. Then click. The door unlocked. Reeves stepped back. "How did you do that?" Zara looked down at her hand. "I think the weapon isn't outside. It's inside me." Behind the door was a cold room. In the center, a machine. It looked like a chair, but filled with wires, lights, and alien tech. Zara walked toward it. "It's a memory chamber," she said. "They used it to test how much I could hold." Reeves grabbed her arm. "Don't sit in it. What if it hurts you?" Zara looked into his eyes. "I need to know what they put inside me." She sat down. The machine came to life. Zara's eyes closed. In her mind. She saw stars exploding, planets burning, voices from hundreds of species. She saw herself standing in front of alien leaders, speaking in languages she didn't remember learning. She was calm, powerful, feared. Then she saw something else. A weapon not made of metal, but of code. A signal that could erase entire species from existence. It was locked inside her, and she had no idea. Zara opened her eyes. Reeves was kneeling beside her. "You were gone for minutes," he said. "I couldn't wake you." Zara sat up slowly. Her skin still glowed faintly. "I know what I am now," she said. "I wasn't just made to store secrets. I was made to be a last resort." Reeves frowned. "A last resort?" Zara nodded. "If one species tried to take control of the others, they would activate me. I would send out a signal and destroy everything connected to that species." Reeves stepped back, shocked. "You're a living weapon." Zara stood, but they were scared. "Because I started thinking, feeling, asking. They feared I would choose who to destroy." Reeves whispered, "Would you?" Zara looked away. "I don't know." Suddenly, alarms blared. Reeves rushed to the camera screen. A ship had landed above the bunker. "They found us again." Zara clenched her fists. "They know I've remembered." A voice echoed from the bunker's old speakers. "Zara, you are not safe with humans. Come back. Let us fix you." Zara stepped toward the speaker. "I'm not broken anymore," she said. They grabbed their gear and ran through the bunker's escape tunnel. Explosions shook the walls as the aliens broke in. Reeves helped Zara climb through the last hatch. They made it to the surface. A ship hovered above but didn't attack. "They want me alive," Zara said. "Because they know if I die, the signal might activate." Reeves turned to her. "Can you control it?" "I think so," she replied. "But I'll need help." They ran into the forest again. Zara looked back one last time. The past had caught up, but now she wasn't running from it. She was ready to use what they gave her. Not to destroy, but to protect the only real home she'd ever known. Earth. Zara stood at the edge of a desert cliff, her eyes locked on the alien ship above. Wind blew her hair across her face, but she didn't flinch. Reeves stood beside her, watching the ship carefully. "They've stopped chasing us," he said. "They're not chasing," Zara replied. "They're waiting." "Waiting for what?" Zara turned to him. "For me to surrender or fight." They moved to a hidden base underground, an old satellite control station left behind years ago. Reeves used the computers to scan for signals. Zara sat in silence, focusing on the strange energy moving through her body. She could feel the weapon now. It wasn't a bomb. It wasn't a gun. It was a signal. A powerful wave that could erase data, shut down ships, and crash entire systems. They built me to end wars, Zara said. But now I must start one. A signal pinged on Reeves' screen. A message. It was from a peaceful alien race, the Venari. They had once tried to give Zara a home. They warned her now. The Unity Council has voted. You are to be removed before your memories cause chaos. You have one option: surrender. Zara clenched her jaw. No, she whispered. She walked to the middle of the room and lifted her hand. A soft blue glow appeared. Let's show them I'm not hiding anymore. Together, Zara and Reeves sent a message back to space. Her voice was calm but strong. You created me. You tested me. You left me. But now I choose who I become. I will not run anymore. The message echoed across galaxies. The response was fast. Ships, dozens of them, all coming to Earth. Reeves looked nervous. We can't fight all of them. We won't, Zara said. But we can break their systems. She remembered everything now. How to trigger the signal, where to aim it. But she also knew something else. They added a failsafe. If she used her full power, it might destroy her too. Reeves saw her eyes darken. You're thinking of using it? She nodded. If that's the only way to stop them. He stepped closer. There has to be another way. Zara looked at him. No one ever gave me a real choice before, she said. But you did. They prepared for the attack. Zara stood on top of the station. Above her, the sky filled with ships, sleek, black, and deadly. Speakers clicked. Zara, we are here to collect you. Do not resist. She raised her hand and spoke clearly. I'm not something to collect. I'm someone. Suddenly, energy flowed from her. A wave of light spread across the sky. The first wave of ships lost power. They began to fall, but others adapted, switching to backup systems. Zara felt pain shoot through her chest. Her head spun. The signal was hurting her. Inside the base, Reeves shouted, "Stop! You'll burn yourself." But Zara stayed strong. This is bigger than me, she said. If I stop now, they'll just come again. She pushed harder. More ships fell, but her knees buckled. Blood dripped from her nose. Her hands shook. Then one ship remained, bigger than all the rest. The command ship. A voice came through, one she remembered. Dr. Balak, the alien scientist who first tested her. You were never meant to feel, Zara. You were only built to obey. Zara's eyes lit with anger. No. I was meant to choose. And I choose Earth. She sent one final pulse. The command ship cracked. Fire spread across its hull. It exploded in the sky. Zara collapsed. Reeves caught her before she hit the ground. You did it, he whispered. She smiled weakly. I hope it was enough. Her glow faded. Silence fell. Then something strange happened. The ground under them lit up. Alien markings appeared, glowing in gold. Zara's body floated for a moment, surrounded by light. Reeves backed away in awe. Suddenly, the light entered her again. Her eyes opened. She was breathing, alive. Later, as the sun rose, news spread across space. The human planet had defended itself. A girl once passed around like an object had become something else. A protector, not just of secrets, but of freedom. Zara stood with Reeves on a hill. Below them, cities were waking up, people unaware of the war that nearly began. I don't know what comes next, Reeves said. Zara smiled. Maybe it's time I find out what living really means. She had been adopted and returned by aliens dozens of times, but only Earth gave her a reason to stay. Only one human gave her a real home. Reeves was in the kitchen, making tea. When he saw her wake up, he smiled. You slept for 2 days. I thought you'd never get up. Zara smiled back, weak but peaceful. I needed rest. For the first time, I wasn't running. He nodded. You're safe here. The aliens are gone. After your signal destroyed the command ship, the rest fled. Some even sent messages asking for peace. Zara sat up slowly. Her body still ached, but the pain was softer now. So, it's really over? She asked. Reeves handed her a warm cup. The war is, but your life is just starting. Zara looked outside. Children were playing in the dirt road, laughing. A dog barked happily. Birds sang from trees. She never knew such peace.no alarms, no cages.no cold experiments. Just life. She turned to Reeves. Why did you help me? He shrugged. You needed help. Isn't that enough? Zara looked down. No one ever thought I deserved it before. They all said I was too dangerous, too different. Reeves sat beside her. Sometimes different is exactly what the world needs. Days passed. Zara started walking again. She planted flowers in the garden. She read books, slowly learning more about Earth's people. She asked Reeves 100 questions each day. She laughed, for the first time really laughed, when she saw a cat chase its tail. Everything felt new, fresh, like she had finally been born. One evening, while walking near a river, Zara found a small girl crying. The girl's foot was stuck in mud. Zara ran over, helped her out, and wiped the mud from her face. Where's your home? She asked. The girl pointed. A small cottage nearby. Zara took her hand and led her home. As she watched the girl run to her mother, Zara felt something inside. Warmth. She had helped someone, not as a weapon, but as a person. That night, she told Reeves, I think I know what I want to do. He looked up from his tools. Yeah, I want to help others like me. The ones who were taken, the ones still lost. Reeves nodded slowly. Then let's find them. They used old alien signals and Earth satellites to search. They found secret files, hidden labs, and signs of other kids tested, changed, abandoned. Zara and Reeves started a group. Quiet at first, then bigger. People from Earth, and even some peaceful aliens joined in. They called it New Roots, a place where no one would be judged for what was inside them, where everyone could grow. One day, a ship landed in the valley. Zara watched carefully, her hand ready to defend. But the door opened, and an alien woman stepped out, holding a small boy. I heard you protect those like him,